Okay. Well, hello there. Today, I'm sending myself to hell. I am a data scientist. I'm a nerd. Autism is something that I find so fascinating, one could accuse me of having such a thing. It has been a time, 2020 and onward. COVID and the subsequent events contained in that timeline. There's a difference between noise and signal. I love signal processing, and that is an important subject for many reasons, one of which today is making sense of the world and not going insane. Sometimes you need help. Today, we are getting help from Abby Martin, who is a journalist, who I think is so attractive. I do what the research says, where my brain breaks and thought ceases. So we'll keep her off the screen as much as I can to remain focused. She interviews, who's the guy? Peter Phillips, who wrote a book called Giants, the Global Power Elite. The elite, the 1%, lizard people, cabals. No. We're going to make this as simple and obvious and make a succinct point at the end. So, this is a book written by this fellow. I have not read it, but I have listened to this interview, as well as doing a fair bit of my own research, which is also just fascinating. No one's taught history, at least I certainly wasn't, and it's fun to learn what has actually happened from a slightly more realistic, sensible standpoint. So, the air we breathe doesn't have a flavor. This is in part due to how measurement functions. There's a video on that. The implications are unreal numbers. We get it. The air that we breathe does not have a flavor. But it does not mean that the air is not there. It means that it doesn't have a flavor, and you might not notice it until it's pointed out. So essentially, I think the signal that is sort of the cause, the things behind a lot of the things occurring and where things are going are rather obvious, and they entail the World Economic Forum, the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, and how those are kind of the same thing. I don't know. I don't care. America, particularly the military, and really back to the incredibly delightful Abby Martin. She goes through many fun recent things. I'm not saying she's perfect. She's definitely spicy. She's got some hot takes. Less about that and more on GG! That one. More on that one. That's from the legend himself, Tasteless, StarCraft 2. GG stands for good game. And you say that or you type that when you're playing a game and you realize it is over. It is how a nerd surrenders. GG. And also, this just happens to be the case, but at AlphaGo, the Alpha Star team, I'm rambling now and I don't care. You can enjoy my world for a second, but Alpha Star, Google DeepMind's StarCraft 2 artificial intelligence agent, the team they had and put together, their little logo was a little GG, which was the background of my computer for absolutely ever. So my point is that we have GG. GG! It's real good. Basically, the game is over, right? It's all, oh, well, look what's, it's coming, it's here, it's been here. It's been the air we've been breathing for the past 70 years or so, where, free market, freedom, free speech, these are myths. These are pleasantries we tell ourselves. The illusion of choice and some such thing. What's funny is I think most people are incredibly aware of this, and I was not, which is funny and definitely tells you that my family is not entirely poor and in poverty. They're doing pretty okay, so I was raised in that world. Now, nobody wants a middle class. It's sure one could posit, and that's not the point of this, but just that there are certain companies, and the ones that this Peter Phillips, I keep messing up his name. Peter Phillips, yes. The one that Peter Phillips mentions is a few of these big hedge funds that have over, it was something like 40 or 50 trillion with the T, with a trillion dollars. The United States dollar is the world's reserve currency. It's a fiat currency. We all know fiat currencies are based on nothing other than trust or forced trust. Interesting. Learning a bit about the United States' involvement in certain other countries who happen to have natural resources, whether that be minerals, labor, or oil, of course. So basically, I don't think the result of a lot of our questions, continues down a conspiratorial path, and it much more results in oh wow, this is very obvious, and I would be ashamed if I thought that was a emotion that was ever worth one to experience. However, I am definitely realizing that, goodness, maybe fighting the air that we breathe is not a great idea, and figuring out what the hell we do about the air that we are breathing is a better question. What are the implications? I don't know. But the maybe we'll get into how blockchain's going to play a role, how artificial intelligence will play a role, which is really, we've been over, I think, thoroughly enough. But blockchain's certainly an interesting one. Yes, so I hope that the point of the game is over. There's never been a game really to be had, and those in power are so firmly in power, and potentially it's different this time, right? How many times have we seen a currency hyperinflate and everything explode? Many times. All empires fall, what have you. However, this time, what's the differentiating factor? My favorite subject in the world, artificial intelligence, as well as other technologies and the sort. So, how's that for a send-off? Trying to exclude emotion. A lot of thoughts, a lot of feelings, and yeah.
Good luck. Have fun.
Oh, well, good luck. Have fun in the future. That's all I have. My name is Walker Stipe. We'll see what the hell the future holds. It will be spicy. This can be assured. I'll at least try and add my spice to it. Sure.